You know what I've been doing lately? And I think I'm going to stick with it.
What's that?
I'm flushing the toilet with my toes.
Okay.
Okay?
Like at home?
Everywhere.
Damn,
it
bro.
started on the streets,
you don't
and
trust,
I took it to the house.
You don't trust your own family?
No,
What's
you know what? It helps me practice my balance for when I have to do it in the streets.
This is Alexis's peak form of exercise.
First of all, my balance is on point.
You're getting your stretches in. This is, I think this is plyometrics.
Yo, what's the thing that old people do when they exercise on a chair? You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know.
Have you ever seen this?
I have heard of it.
It's like if you broke your hip, you got to exercise while sitting.
Yeah.
This is my version of that. Obviously, I'm standing up when I do it, but I'm at home. My wife caught me doing it because I forgot to flush. And she's like, why'd you flush with your foot? And I was like, I don't know how to explain it, but I already washed my hands.
There's a billion, like, way less embarrassing things your wife can catch you doing. Yeah. This is one of the worst.
Yeah. This is not probably not the proudest moment, but also low key. Nah, this is who I am.
You know what happens is, like, you know, you've been with your wife for a very long time.
Very long time.
And
I'm keeping the spice.
Whatever you say. But they say over time, you know, like, especially you've been, I think since college, you met your wife. So you've sort of...
No, since before college.
Before college. So you've sort of like, you grow and change as people throughout your marriage.
That's a very important, and I didn't think we would be giving love lessons and life relationship lessons in the middle of this conversation. But you have to fall in love with the person they continuously become.
Correct.
You that's part of a long relationship. You have to always fall in love with that person.
And your wife has to fall in love with a guy who uses his toe to flush the toilet.
I make it hard.
Yes, I get it.
I don't make it easy for her. I think it's what we're getting to.
You give her a couple hurdles.
You know what?
If she gets them, it's rewarding at the end.
And I just look at her and it's like, hey, through thick and thin, baby girl, you said it.
We're in the thick era, though. I'll be honest.
Yo, 3 C's on that.
So, amazing. Wow.
What about you? What do you use? Your hand, your elbow? How you get in there?
I use my hand and wash my hands afterwards as like a normal person does.
Hey, do you put the toilet seat down before you flush, though? You got to do that.
Most of the time I do.
100% you have to do that. Everyone, it's super important.
Yeah, I do know that the particles.
It's a germ bomb.
Release when you flush.
Toothbrushes in that room.
That's right.
Lock it up.
No, I keep my toothbrush in the safe with my gun. I'm very protective of it.
That's also in the bathroom, though.
Anyway, welcome to the show, everybody.
Hey.
This is the Cooligans, starting off in the stupidest way possible.
That's why you come here.
Right here on Sports. Let's go.
Let's go.
We're excited.
What's your name?
Christian Polanco.
I'm Alexis Guerreros.
And we have to talk Olympics. So this is going to be a very Olympic-heavy episode.
Have you fallen in love with a new art or a new sport or a new thing?
Oh, like a new event at the Olympics.
Yeah.
Well, I mentioned,
did something catch your eye that normally you wouldn't watch?
I'm gonna say the synchronized swimming.
Oh my God! All right, so I didn't know that's how this was. I've never seen synchronized swimming in my life.
I have seen it before, but there's just
I was like, yo, why the Rockettes here?
They're taking it. What was the show with like Jabberwockies that we the dance competition show that we used to watch? That was,
I know what you're talking about.
I forgot it's not America's Got Talent, but you know whatever that show was.
It's probably called Dance Battle or something.
I can't remember, but I just feel like they brought the level to such a high degree that it's. And again, I'm not somebody who has watched synchronized swimming.
You know, it's not called that anymore now.
What is
it's called artistic swimming.
Oh boy.
They done switched it up.
Okay. So yeah, that might be the one that surprised me a little bit more.
I was going to say the same thing. And shouts to the Cuban wrestler.
Hun.
Bro. Shouts to that. Come to America. You can stay with my family. You know, he doesn't wrestle in between Olympics. Okay. He's won gold in 5 straight Olympics. He doesn't train in between Olympics.
What does he do?
He's just a massive human being.
My man just eats.
I say he fights ox.
Amazing. The
animal, not dudes who run bodegas.
Today, I just want to give a shout out, obviously, because we're going to be talking about Olympics. But later on in the episode, we have an incredible interview coming at you with Midge Purce and Taylor Smith. So Midge Purce and Taylor obviously play for Gotham FC. Midge has obviously represented the U.S. Women's National Team.
She's unfortunately injured at the moment.
Injured, so it's probably a big reason why she's not at these Olympics. Yeah. But they have it's not a reality show. It is a
wait. They told us
a docuseries,
a docuseries,
or something.
A bunch of NWSL players got together in
Yes.
a house and trained together, and fun ensued.
Exactly. It can only be entertaining.
Yeah.
So Offseason FC, which is coming soon, we'll be talking about that with them. So be on the lookout just in a couple minutes. So but let's start with the U.S. Women's National Team at these Olympics, Alexis, because it is just entertaining. It is enthralling.
Give me a
drama.
grade. What's your grade? Okay, and we could go 1 to 10. You could go decimal points if you want. Okay. Of the Emma Hayes era so far, and mind you, it's about 5 days more than we've seen this team play. What do you think of the Emma Hayes era?
So the including the entire era, which is also the
not the Twyla Kilgore, no, from when she got here,
the friendlies and stuff, which
weren't great,
Not many goals, not much. It wasn't too exciting. The Emma Hayes era is still in a place of like, if the grade right now is probably an 8 out of 10, and I'm knocking points off because the substitution patterns are crazy. I don't get it. It's a little risky for me. But clearly it's led to success. So yeah, that's where I feel. 8 out of 10 feels fair. You win if you win the Olympic gold, and she will have gone in the Emma Hayes era will have never seen a loss.
Right.
And I'm really not seeing
she needs to join Big Baller Brand. Never lost.
What a power couple of those two got together.
Oh my God.
Just real be absurd. But
a fan of this show played soccer with her. Nicole Hack played indoor soccer with Emma Hayes.
With Emma Hayes?
When she was in Chicago.
That's so cool.
Isn't that crazy? She sent me photos. I got to pull them up.
Oh, that's so cool.
That's wild.
Awesome. Shout out to Nicole. But the if she doesn't lose a game, I mean, you have to give her credit for not. It's not even just the specifically the success, but the turnaround of how poor the team looked at the World Cup to how they look now.
And that to me is why I give her roughly an 8. I would say maybe 8.5.
Okay,
because it's looked good.
Sure.
She survived, but I think I'm really excited by how at least the back line and the front line are playing. The midfield, there's some questions.
Yeah.
But, bro, the top three up top, it's just what, and granted, yes, Mallory Swanson wasn't healthy prior to this, and we didn't really get to see what this team could be comprised of. But there were so many questions when Alex Morgan got left off this roster. And you're like, you're not even bringing her even off the bench, blah, blah, blah. And I get it's a short roster, only 18 players. You need to be versatile. And she did bring a lot of versatile players, in particular, Crystal Dunn, who we honestly can play anywhere on the pitch. But personally, for me, the way Mallory Swanson, Trinity Rodman, and Sophia Smith have looked have just given me so much confidence. It feels like the U.S. of old, and there were so many questions about whether the women's game around the world is caught up to the U.S. women's national team, and maybe they haven't advanced further than where they were, or they're leaning on past success, or the next generation isn't up to par with the previous generation. All of those questions seem to be gone.
Yeah.
And it's because of this front three and how they're playing.
Yeah, and I forgot who initially wrote this article. I think it might have been Henry Bushnell of Yahoo Sports. But I saw it somewhere. I can't find it right now. But and Henry's an incredible journalist, and we've played soccer with him a couple years ago. But apologies if I'm crediting the wrong person. But there was a mention of like really praising the fact that leaving Alex Morgan off this team, and that was the biggest difference, especially from in the attacking phase of play that we're seeing, is the fact that Alex Morgan is not on this team, because obviously she was at the World Cup, and we were mentioning it at the World Cup. It was just like there's no production, and it's not a knock on her contributions to the U.S. Women's National team.
Her legacy is unshaken by this.
Exactly.
That said, the future of the women's national team is probably better off without Alex Morgan on the team, which is crazy to say because I don't think we would have said this a year ago, maybe.
Exactly. And we're seeing, we have the questions about the midfield, but up front, you see the ideas, you see the chemistry, you see that crosses are getting through, chances are being created, and then the back line. I mean, everybody's been talking about it, and even if you've seen the Cooligans Twitter account, You know what? We had to change our name.
Yeah, man.
Because it is no longer the Cooligans. We are now the Girmagans.
The Girmagans.
Because that was a name.
For good reason.
So,
Naomi Girma.
Naomi Girma is... you're watching that. You understand throughout her time with the team that the contributions have been incredible, and she's been great. But this game in particular against Germany,
she was. I mean, honestly, and I know this is going to sound crazy to some fans, especially if you hate women's soccer. This is going to sound crazy to you. I feel watching Naomi Girma in these Olympics how AC Milan fans must have felt watching Maldini play.
Right.
The way she just goes no, go ahead, come on, get close to me. I'll watch what's going to happen. The confidence with which she allows an attacker to close in on her and just boop, tap the ball away from her and be in position to go around the momentum crossing of that player, get around and get to the ball. I'm just like, how is she doing this time and time again?
Yeah, and there's something to, we sort of can comprehend. Maldini was a big dude, tall guy, physical.
Yeah.
Naomi Girma sort of does that in the frame of Lisandro Martinez. You know what I mean?
Right. She also looks like she's asking, hey, was that okay?
Yes, I know I completely bodied you off the ball.
Yeah. I've embarrassed you in front of your nation. But is everything okay?
I just want to make sure we're good.
Yeah. I hope you don't take that personally. She doesn't have the face of I dare you to get close to me.
The most adorable smile you've ever seen.
Yeah. She's like, you're a dad, your kid writes on this stuff and knows, wrote on the cabinets or something and knows it did something wrong. You get there and they're like, but I'm still a cute kid, right? That's the look she has. She's
I can't say no to you.
Damn. Well, then now I got to write on everything because this is how the place looks. Naomi girma is so endearing. It's crazy.
Yeah, just remarkable. And not even just the challenges to win balls, to the cutting off passes. There is a there were a lot of people sort of highlighting what made her play so special and why she's so good at what she does. And it's really, she sees the game before it develops.
Oh, 100%.
She sees plays before, and you see her, the way she doesn't just casually walk around the pitch. She's constantly sort of bouncing of I'm ready to, almost like a boxer who's ready for that punch to come through to really dodge it or push forward when necessary.
Right. You've heard the term counter press before?
Of course.
So I know it. I can explain it to you. I know I couldn't do it. You know what I mean? I know I couldn't put myself in a position to be ready defensively. She is. I just feel like, when you're at the continental breakfast and you're twisting that stupid thing that spits the Cheerios out, I feel like she's got a bowl underneath. She's just ready in case you drop some. Do you get what I'm saying?
Wow. I mean, look, if there's any way to relate to maybe the non-soccer,
I'm trying to,
but for the layman,
you know what I mean?
It's just oh man, I get it.
You know those stupid hotels that make you make your own waffle?
Damn.
She's there. She's like, twist it. You know what I mean? And you look around, she ain't there. But she's like, she's
we
so
all
prepared.
need a Naomi Girma on our shoulder,
Bro,
kind of
facts.
just directing our lives.
When did I become a short order cook?
Man, it's just really remarkable because Germany had a bunch of threatening chances.
Oh, towards the end of the game, they made it real. They made it real sticky.
I mean, look, the save by Alyssa Nair.
Did you hear what she said about that save?
What did she say?
She said, in that moment, I channeled Ashlyn Harris. That's what she said.
Wow.
And I was like, bro, I saw her stop the goal. I didn't even see her text Sophia Bush. It's crazy. I didn't see it.
How are you allowed to have a phone there, man?
Wow. I didn't see you flirt with a superstar while you were married. That's crazy. Allegedly. I don't know. Allegedly. We don't know. We don't know. Hands up. We don't know.
We're making jokes. We're just having a good time.
These are just jokes. I'm sure they're laughing.
She did. I mean, look, the jump, because also, when the ball is in the air, the attackers are so, especially when you're heading the ball, they say, head the ball down.
To the ground.
Because
it'll bounce. It'll bounce. Chaos.
It's a little bit more unpredictable.
Yeah.
And
but you didn't know Alyssa Nair was wearing a squirrel suit. She put them arms out, and somehow
she did the little jumping starfish and just stuck the leg out. And
it's crazy.
So it was just it was remarkable that she just even got there and it was in the right place. But man, what a scary moment. And I love the U.S. Women's National Team on their Twitter account. They've been posting videos after they like do like confessionals after the game, and it was one with Alyssa Nair, and Trinity Rodman hopped into it, and she praised Alyssa Nair, but she said she started hugging Alyssa Nair
hates contact.
She's not a fan of that kind of affection,
right?
But it was beautiful because Trinity's hugging her, giving her like a big bear hug, and she goes, "Hug me back," like just forcing this woman who's like 15 years old.
I know you hate this. I know this is torture
Hug
for you.
Me back right now. And she did a little half-hearted hug, but seeing Alyssa Nair smile in that way, there's something that the youth that this team has. It's it's getting the veterans to be like, all right, man, we need to chill.
She's getting Gen Z pilled, bro.
Okay, listeners gonna be doing TikTok dances any day now. Okay,
she's gonna start saying "cap" whenever she saves the ball. "Cap, bro, you ain't scoring."
So but no, I mean, look, the save from Alyssa Nair, obviously the goal from Sophia Smith,
the pass. Well, I believe came from Lindsay Horan to Mallory Swanson, who laid it off.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I was talking about how I think
poorly. No. It was Coffee to Mallory.
Was it Coffee?
Yeah, Coffee.
Okay. All right. I was about to give credit to Lindsay Horan.
Lindsay Horan hasn't completed a pass in the Olympics. I'm kidding. No, but she's getting criticized, and she got subbed out of this game, which I thought was the right move because there was just and I would have also probably been okay with Trinity Rodman getting subbed off in this game.
That's the funny part.
You saw how tired they were, and that's all I was thinking about was the previous game,
where they played 120 minutes
and lack of subs in that one because Trinity Rodman towards the end of the game could barely complete a pass. You could just you see it on these players, and that's
there's extra day for this final. Thank God, there's an extra day.
Yeah, there's 4 days, I believe, total of rest. So
still not a lot.
Not a lot, especially after these. But it's like a blessing compared to what it's been like throughout this rest of the tournament.
Do they have to sleep in the cardboard beds? The no sex beds?
I don't think
Are they in a hotel?
I think they're in because they're playing. Their games are not always in Paris, so they're in like hotels and stuff like that. So
I hope they get comfortable beds.
They do get comfortable, and I've also heard like the basketball, the NBA players, and I think both the NBA and the WNBA players are not at the Village because they're like too famous for the Olympic Village.
Yeah, you can't be walking around.
Because I mean, all the Olympians they are great athletes, but
no names.
They're not.
No offense.
No offense. They're no name.
Ain't nobody stopping you.
They're gonna be asking for selfies like crazy.
You know how many like jack people that are just generally in Paris are like, "Are you here for the Olympics?" They're like, "No, I'm here for baguette. Leave me alone."
Yeah, like you could be gigantic and still work at Boost Mobile. Yeah. It's not.
You think at Boost Mobile? Le Boost Mobile.
But
Le Cricket.
So this was a great. You saw in the final whistle. You saw the picture of Trinity Rodman just like throw her hands up in the air. Just
when that final whistle finally came.
Thank the heavens.
It was like, thank you for stopping this marathon.
Why? So just stopping this torture of a game.
Are you confident going into the final?
I'm pretty confident. Obviously, the final is going to be against Brazil.
Who, third place team, snuck through.
I mean, barely third place
I think
team.
It's because Australia lost so badly in that last match that they got through.
I think they would have scored 1 or 2 more goals against the U.S., maybe. I think if they drew, they would have gotten through.
Yeah. So the U.S. allowed them in, and now they're coming in with, I would argue, maybe the most momentum.
They look good.
And they also get rotated heavily as a squad.
Yeah.
Versus the U.S., where rotation is a swear word to MAs.
The one thing, look, their game against Spain, which I couldn't believe my eyes when I was watching. I just couldn't believe that Brazil.
Spain also looked tired. They looked gassed.
And I think this is what it is because the U.S. won they won the World Cup in 2019, and then next year the Olympics were in 2021, and looked awful, right? And this tends to sort of happen, right? Like it's hard to go back to back. That was the main thing. I just couldn't believe how bad Spain looked, and not just we all know Brazil countered. They It was like 78% possession.
They were like, I dare you to make a lateral pass. We're going to spring into action.
You knew how they were going to play.
Yeah.
And I think the worst thing that happened to Spain was giving up that own goal really early on in the game.
Right?
The 6th minute. Oof. And just a poor clearance from the goalkeeper. And it hits Paredes and it goes right in. But it was pressure. It was Porcillo at some point. I think that's who was pressuring the ball. But that, I think, threw them off. And they now they knew
you couldn't just hold the ball and play it. Now you got to score.
Exactly.
Which means you got to send people forward, which means you're going to create a lot of space for a counter. And what does Brazil want to do?
Bro,
they want to counter.
That's exactly. And the game ended 4-2. This game should have been maybe 8 or 9-2.
So that was the first thing, man. I was like, yo, this could have been so much worse.
Because they countered like crazy. And yes, Spain had especially their fullbacks were up. But the center backs were making mistakes that led to everybody. They couldn't clear the ball. They were passing to Brazilian players in their own half.
Yeah.
Over and it's just like, you're used to it. You can understand it happens once, twice again, right. Especially for this Spain team that we saw at the World Cup that were absolutely flawless. But that's why I think it catches up to you how many games you're playing in such a short amount of time, and the rest. They were just so many mistakes to the point where I think something should be done about these Olympics, because I think I think Julie Foudy was mentioning it on one of the broadcasts about like,
why there's too many matches?
There's too short rests between matches, and it's affecting the quality of play. I don't think we're getting to see the highest quality football from these Olympians.
Yeah, maybe for the women's game I get that because it's the full senior teams, right?
Right. But the men too. I mean, obviously the men have.
It's a U23.
But it's not. You're still seeing a less quality, even though because it's a youth tournament, you're seeing less quality than if it was the senior
that's
team.
what I'm saying.
But
kind
in general,
already.
You're seeing, in my opinion, a worse product because of this.
It's also because it's not a FIFA product. You know what I mean? It's not. Right. Yeah, I'm not expecting it to be the highest quality of football you can see. Mm-hmm. Where I think in other Olympic sports, you were like, no, this is the best runner. This is the best 400-meter runner. This is the best 100-meter runner.
But for the women, you are seeing that.
I think you're seeing the highest quality players, but the grueling nature of it, I think, adds a wrinkle that actually, for me, makes it a bit more intriguing.
I say there should be some concession in either give more rest, which obviously makes it difficult for scheduling, or increase the roster size, because 18. This is the problem you have. Where
I have no problem with an 18 with bringing that up to 23. But now that's just you have to.
I don't see any reason to not do that. It seems ridiculous because even in the
it's
US
a torture
game,
test. What it feels like.
You have to keep Trinity Rodman in the game because she's Trinity Rodman, but you can tell those last 30 minutes she's just like. She's not making those 1v1 runs like she.
I mean, hold on. A counter argument to what you're saying and what I'm saying is Brazil. The other team that's at minimum going to walk away with a silver medal.
Sure, but
they've managed to use their full rotation. They've rotated a lot.
They've had to,
but they've also rotated a lot.
They've used
red card. One player was out there doing kung fu.
They've had to field every single alternate as well. So it's. I mean, I understand, but it's just look again. I think overall it just affects the quality of the product. Brazil, it is a miracle that they've made it to this final. They were terrible in the group stage. They won one game, lost 2.
But I refuse to say that it's a miracle because they've won for 3 straight now?
Well, it's a miracle given how they started.
Yeah, it's a miracle they got into the knockout stages. But they have ruled the knockout stages.
Exactly. So,
and I would venture to say, based specifically on the fact that they played Spain this way and walked away with this result, the 2 best teams in the knockout stages are going into the final.
I agree. Yeah, I mean, I look,
and we let them in, bro. If they beat us, it's our fault.
I don't look. Overall, I think given who the U.S. played, and U.S. played against Japan, who I think was a stronger opponent than Brazil, and Japan beat Brazil. I don't think this game is going to extra time. I think the U.S. should be able to handle this, and given that they will have that rest. I still wonder, Tina Davison didn't play that full game, but it's Naomi Girma. Now having Naomi Girma there, you have to favor the U.S. here. And
the only issue is how can we handle the counter? We can't send our fullbacks too far up. They're going to have to sit back a little bit.
Yeah.
Or at the very least, be prepared for a chase.
It'll be the same thing. Look, it'll be a
you
lot
think
of
Marta starts? Marta can come back.
A lot of possessions, but this is really the big story. Marta playing in her final game for Brazil. She's retiring from international.
Allegedly. She said this before.
We'll see why. I mean, it feels a little bit
it's
more.
like your uncle saying, like, this is my last cigarette. You know, you're like, yeah.
Okay.
Sure it is.
You're really ending the 48-year streak? Wow.
Yeah, no, we all believe you.
Look, that's kind of, I think, the biggest storyline here because, a lot of the players on the U.S. team and all over the world, I adore and respect Marta and understand
she's iconic, greatest player of all time on the women's game.
And but nah, bro, we got a job to do.
Yeah, right? Hey, you cried already. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I had tweeted this. Just the Wesley Snipes crying, holding the gun, meme, because it's gonna be it's.
We hate to do it, but we gonna do it. Yeah,
I just don't see how Brazil can handle that front three. Look, could Brazil score? Yeah, they probably could. And having the storyline and the emotion and wanting to support Marta and in her final game.
Can I be honest with you? Marta winning a silver medal for Brazil is great end to that story.
I mean, of
it's
course,
not bad.
I don't think the Brazilians listening are going to agree.
Well, I get that, but I think if you look at it impartially,
Marta has never won an international trophy.
There you go. Silver medal. Incredible.
But it's not though. You wouldn't say she won the Olympics with Brazil.
I don't think you can say anyone won the Olympics. Did you finish at the podium? Do you podium?
Okay. I mean, it's not nothing.
No, yeah, it's something.
It's something.
Yeah.
But I would imagine they would want to end that story on a high.
You know what they said? Was that Wheel of Fortune? Not Wheel of Fortune. What's the one when you Price is Right?
Price is Right.
Where they're like, oh, you could have won a car, but hey, you get a lifetime supply of Pringles, whatever. You won something.
You won something.
You're the guy who won a lifetime supply of Pringles. No one's even going to bring up the Mazda. No one will ever bring it up.
People going to ask for a Pringles. They're going to ask for your car.
No, they can't take me to the... They probably, if you had the car, they would say, yo, can you take me to go get Pringles? And now you don't have to drive.
And now, look at that.
Bro, I got a whole warehouse
Look at this pantry. I got to get a new pantry.
In fact, please take some Pringles. We're done. We've done everything. We even made them into mashed potatoes.
So that game, the final will be 11 a.m. Eastern time on Saturday. An exciting one. Look,
early results? What do you think? Early predictions?
I'm going to say 3-1 U.S. I think they're really going to... look, the way Brazil has played, I think they're going to get found out in this final because they can't... It's not just going to be luck. You know, they're not going to... The U.S. is not going to play like Spain did and make all these mistakes and give up these own goals. So yeah, I think
I'm a little worried about how tired they are, to be honest with you, the U.S., but I still think we'll win, and I'll say 4-1.
Interesting. All right, so you're more confident than me, even though
yeah. I just think our front three are just gonna body it.
Yeah, I think they're gonna do really, really well. So how
about this, America with a goal? So, listen up, fellas.
It will be good.
I'll tell you this much too. Watching the way they're playing, the U.S. men need to go out and find their Emma Hayes.
Okay.
For real. We need someone that's going to turn this on a dime.
Well, maybe it could be, the reports are saying the other former Chelsea coach in Mauricio Pochettino. Okay.
That's my review of that choice, but I will support him when he gets here.
Yeah, I wonder. It's a decision. It's a choice that
it did come from Paul Tenorio too. I'm like, yo, he don't tweet out nonsense.
Yeah. It feels I'm just like, it's one of those things of like, if it works, I'd be like, okay, work.
Yeah. Whoa.
I didn't expect this to happen.
Hey, you know what though? The second half of that Chelsea season gave me a lot of confidence.
Okay.
And that's where the confidence
That's just
ends.
you. Chelsea fans would not say the same thing.
No, they wanted Mauricio Pochettino to stay.
All right. Let's get to our interview.
This is going to be fun.
Midge Purce, Taylor Smith, obviously two just awesome human beings, and just a really, really great
lot of fun
time talking about their upcoming project in Offseason FC. So check that out whenever it drops. But this will be a nice appetizer before the Olympic gold medal match.
Follow them on social media, especially Midge Purce. Some of the clips are dropping. It's pretty awesome.
That's right. Offseason FC. So here, check it out. Midge Purce and Taylor Smith.
I mean, we talk about how amazing these guests are, but now we actually just get to show how amazing these guests
Exactly,
are.
because most of the time we're just talking out the side of our mouths.
Right?
You know what I mean?
We're
It's
just BSing. We're trying to liven up the show, but here, there's no livening needing to be done.
Exactly, because we have two superstars, two reality show stars that they do it on the pitch. And then I'm trying to find something that rhymes, but I don't know what could.
I mean, there's one, and we ain't gonna say it because it's a reality show.
It's a reality show.
And there's usually one cool one, and there's the other word that rhymes with pitch, and we ain't gonna say it.
No. So coming soon, you'll see on all your mobile phones, on all your whatever device, coming to
All your connected devices. It's crazy. This is the second year we've seen like a house of players before the season starts, but this time it's all filmed, all cameras. It's all raw. It's gonna be crazy, and we've got two of the stars of the show.
Exactly,
right here.
of Offseason FC and Gotham FC.
That's right.
You caught them there as well. We are joined today by Taylor Smith and Midge Purce. Ladies, what is good?
What's up?
Hello, thanks for having us.
Guns out, sun's out, yo. Let's go.
I mean, it's suns out, guns out, but I understand why you were trying.
I went one first.
Because the sun is not out because they're wearing tank tops.
It is in here, folks. We went sleeveless, and Christian and I did not get the memo.
Thank you so much for joining us. This is exciting. It's funny how things are a little bit calmer in the intro, in the lead up. But the lead up to us finally recording was a lot more hectic. We had to get you booster seats.
Yes.
We had to.
It was a full photo
It was
shoot
a
that
full
happened.
photo
Did you
shoot.
out us so fast?
Just for the fans, can y'all just shuffle a little bit in your seats? They are sitting on prepackaged scarves right now.
Soccer scarf.
Because if not, the height difference was crazy.
It's good to know that you guys can be trusted.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah. We've set the tone. We've set the tone.
Also, this show is for the bits. We don't analyze the game.
You asked us to sit on something.
Yeah. Well, because if not, it looks like we were interviewing our nieces. You know what I mean?
It was crazy.
The height difference was stark, and also these mics don't go down. We got a lot of
We
problems.
got to
here.
figure out a bunch of things. But no, excited to have you both here. It's been just obviously the last few months has been wild from winning a title. Obviously, good news, bad news. It's been everything. But right now, there's a reality show on the come up.
It's docu-series reality.
Okay. I
Do
stand
y'all do
corrected.
confessionals though?
We do interviews.
I'm just the
There
talent.
are no
I'm starting to suggest this might be a reality show docu-series. I think we have to switch the hyphen. You know?
Okay.
docu-series reality. There are no confessionals. Confessionals is like in Love Is Blind when you go in on your own. Not when
I
someone.
felt like I was doing a confessional.
I
did confessional.
I conducted your interview. She was interviewed.
Yeah. Okay.
But those are interviewed as well, by the way. Confessionals.
Less so. Confessionals, so usually there's a room you go into and there's just a pre-recorded camera and you can say, you just let it go.
Yeah,
Right.
but there's producers behind that camera.
They're
Where
not
they-
asking you questions though.
They are. Yeah, my
Gotcha.
buddy produces reality. Trust me, that's all scripted. Anyway.
Well, we didn't have
But
a
you guys aren't
confessional.
scripted.
Yeah, we're
this show,
unscripted.
the show is completely unscripted.
Completely unscripted.
Now, here's the true story. This is the actual, I need to know, because the coolest thing about doing a show like this is we've gotten to meet a lot of y'all off the pitch. And, sometimes mostly at parties where you get free alcohol and you get to really meet the player behind the person behind the player. Is this show going to give access like that to the fans? Are you really going to get to see what your real personalities are like, just off of social media, off the pitch? What you guys are like, after the 90 minutes are over?
That's the whole point.
Nice.
Yeah, and I think the biggest thing for me is I said I want people to just feel something about the characters. I don't care if there's a villain, there is a villain. I don't care if there's a hero. Just as long as you can tell that they're so good at soccer, that they're so skilled, just show who they are, and I think we did that.
Yeah,
Nice.
the thing that's exciting especially in the trailer, which is I think when you follow the Instagram account Offseason FC, there's definitely a lot more excitement and positivity. But then in the trailer got that moment of do they not like each other? Does somebody not? I can't necessarily.
Does someone not like each other?
You know, is somebody not here to make friends? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that
If
is.
I hear that, I'm tweeting at you. Yo, cut the shit on the docuseries.
Because there's a certain aspect, even for us who are two dudes that cover women's soccer, and there's a certain sense of like trying to uplift and always just like, you know, because we see the constant negativity. But then obviously the reality behind the game is like, of course, it's not always going to be positive. So from that aspect, is there a conversation about like how much do we show about how much we like don't get along? Because even from like a business side, like, oh, you know, sometimes players don't want to have their image.
You might end up on a team with that person.
Right. So
Careers are crazy.
what was the thought behind like how to capture just even some of the bad, you know, the quote unquote raw moments?
Well, in terms of how much we show about how much we don't get along, do you want to speak to that?
Okay.
What, are we talking episode 5?
Wow.
Damn. Okay.
Look at episode 5.
Okay.
folks.
Taylor's gonna give the timestamps.
Yeah. So watch what this did at minute 4.
I mean, it's like what? It was 12 of us in a house for 2 weeks. By day 10, I could have strangled everyone. I mean, but that's what happened. Like, that's like reality TV. And that's just like girls living in a house.
Docuseries.
Sorry, that's a docuseries.
Yeah.
But
Now, did you guys travel or was it all where was the house? Was it Florida?
Miami.
Miami. All right.
Okay.
Did y'all travel or y'all stayed in?
Stayed in Miami.
Very cool.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Okay, but you guys went to France? Who went to? You went to France?
Yeah.
we both went
We
to
both
both.
went to
The
France.
sport
Yeah.
beach, right?
We went to Cannes. Cannes or
Went to-
Cannes,
yeah,
depends.
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know Americans.
Con, right?
Cannes.
I
Yeah,
took that pic. You look incredible.
They-
Yes.
She crushed.
Speaking of looking incredible and crushing, I heard French dudes really love you.
Okay.
You
Wait,
told them?
hold up.
No, she didn't, folks. We have sources.
Wait, you
it's
told
not-
them?
I
No,
didn't tell
she
them.
did
I
not.
literally did.
Are you serious?
She did not. No.
So this is the craziest thing around Taylor. No, I have.
You know what happened? I know French dudes, and they were Parisian dudes having to love Taylor Smith.
It's everywhere for years. I'll go with her, and she'll be dressed in the most masculine and/or androgynous
When I had
clothing.
like short hair, like buttoned down, like
Yeah.
up to here, slacks. I look crazy.
and men would be like, hey.
Mademoiselle, do you need a cigarette?
should we talk about the Carlton?
You didn't tell them, or you did tell them?
I did
I'm
not
telling
tell
you,
them.
she did not tell me. I have sources.
I
bro.
don't know how we got this
he don't
information.
even
I don't
know
know this either.
I know this.
Okay.
I'm really scared now for the rest of the podcast. If you know, like,
Yeah.
what happened?
Talk to me. Talk to the fans. Hold on. Talk to me about Parisian men or French men.
So okay.
I feel like Nardwar. This is so amazing.
You're Midge Purce and Taylor Smith. We have to know.
After a long night of other
Well,
things.
should we start with how the night started with the keys?
No, we'll go backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, we end up at the
Pulp
Ritz
Fiction.
Carlton.
A briefcase opens.
We end up at the Ritz, and we're at this party, and Taylor and I are literally telling the story about how men always hit on her. And it's so strange. Like I'll be in like a dress, super feminine. They'll be like, "Hey,"
Yeah.
and
I'd
she'll
be
be
like, woman, would you mind getting out of my face? I need to speak to this other woman in a suit, in a man's pantsuit.
Saying this story, like to the man, he's in the conversation
Yeah.
with us.
he's in the conversation with us. We're telling him the story, and then he proceeds to go, "I'd date you," and we're like.
Literally, the next words out of his mouth, he was like, "Well, you look great. I'd take you out. Yeah, you look incredible. Yeah, but I'm not hitting on you or anything. But you look great.
Yeah, and he's like, well, what are you doing later this week?
I'm not hitting on you. But what if the two of us were sitting at a table on the beach with a candle in the eating one strand of spaghetti?
I think. What did we even do?
No, I just paused because I was like, is he in the room with us?
Right.
Because we just told him it's crazy. Like she's clearly a lesbian. Nobody. Like
You are trying to give off the I'm not interested in your
It's
time,
tough out
sir.
here.
and she just said no.
Right. I mean, just walking through. Look, I've walked through the streets of New York City. You hear some of the things people say, and then I've heard women be like, "Oh no, I'm not into men." And it's like, "Oh, you haven't met the right one." You know what I mean? It's just a delusion.
Even the French one. That's crazy.
Amazing.
This is beautiful. I'm glad I asked. This is
Who's your source?
Huh?
Who's your source?
Of course, I'm going to tell you.
We can't look, we are
trial.
We are world-renowned journalists. We can't reveal that kind of information.
We're not just comedians.
No, so this is dope. So we have a lot to look forward to. Some of the players that are on there, I don't remember all of them off the top of my head, but obviously I'm going to try to go through. So obviously Paige Nielsen, Maria Sanchez,
friend of the show,
been on the show before. Maria Sanchez.
I see Kelly Hubley in a photo.
Kelly
Hubley.
So I made it more French for some reason.
So I mean, in general, I mean, these are all superstars. I mean, this is like just a really cool cast of people. How did this was a question also from one of our fans asked this question, so I don't want to steal it. So one of our fans from our Patreon, Laura McCoy, asked the question: how did you choose what players to invite? Like, what was that conversation like?
So first off, it's still my off season, and we were going into an Olympic year.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was like, we were in camp when I was like, I find out if I get called into January camp. Here, so like I'm like in training. So I was like, I need people who look at Maria. I was like, I need players who are good, like who will have like a high level training environment. So when I go to practice, like it will be really, really good. Like I'm getting good training. So it was first that.
Which is important to share to the fans. This isn't just let's go to a house and have a vacation. This is let's go train together to make ourselves better. And also, we're going to have fun.
And you see it in the training. Like, you see me get irritated. Like, you see, like, people are invested. Like, Lola Bonta, like, come on.
Maria's out there doing, like, bicycle kicks in the shooting drill.
Yeah.
Like,
Kelly's trying to kill me. Like, literally, like, everyone is a baller. But then after that, I was just like, I had a long list of ballers. And then I was like, oh my gosh, they're so boring, these other people.
Sure. I mean, some people might be really good, but they may not be.
Now you know if you asked and you didn't get it. What's the address? How come you're not telling me?
So it was just kind of like getting a mix of just people who I knew were, not necessarily knowing them super well, but I knew that they were cool, like good energy, good vibes, had good personalities, and just would be good on television.
Right.
What is the goal of this? Because I think, and Christian touched upon it early on, I think we feel the desire sometimes to uplift the women's game. But at the same time, like, y'all just know, like, I say, all right, this one is annoying me. You have to be like, why? What do you mean by annoying you? Is it because she's a female playing a sport? Or is it because you have actually met this person and blah, blah? Showing that side of it, was there a fear? What was the goal of this?
The goal of this was to reach an audience who's not already enjoying women's soccer. So the whole point was to be like, okay, we're going to find people who need to know storylines, who need narratives, and then are like, oh my gosh, they're falling in love with the characters. They're falling in love with the people, the players. And then they're like, well, I want to see how she did this year.
Right.
Like, I want to, like, you see Kelly talking about like whether or not she wants to have a baby and whatnot. I want someone to fall in love with Kelly and be like, well, did she have the baby?
Right.
Like, how'd she do this season? So it's kind of just changing the methodology with how we tell these stories.
That's awesome.
Well, there is a, and you know, given that we've been like covering the sport since 2015 and really focusing, you know, we haven't been dismissive of the women's game. There really is a factor of like, we don't know the stories behind a lot of the female players. And you know, it's kind of interesting, especially seeing what's happening in the WNBA now, where like we are getting more background and more stories, but then it's also coming with this unbelievable toxicity that's just like, so do we need this exact thing?
Toxicity and covering women's sports? That's crazy.
But there's something to, I mean, it's hard to necessarily compare. Is it more toxic or more vicious because people are talking about women's soccer, or because there's part of it where it seems like even men don't know how to contribute into talking about the women's game in women's sports in a way that isn't solely focusing on the fact that they're women. Do you know what I mean? Like, you see the Caitlin Clark, the Angel Reese sort of beef where this, like, it's so clearly manufactured, and it's like we know they don't hate each other, but why is it being told like they have to for us to be entertained by this? So I
do like a good beef though. Kendrick and Drake was fun. You know?
Just
I remember exactly where I was.
just Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark.
I was like, man, they not like us, bro. They're crazy.
Sometimes you do got to pop out.
That's fact. Let's go. So there's something there's something I think that happens with soccer in particular, that it's even more like under the radar because of the way soccer is viewed in this country, that we have to sort of fight a little bit more to not only talk about the the game in itself, but also the people behind it. So it sort of feels like off-season will help kind of bridge that gap a little bit.
I think so. I think a big difference is that in the WNBA, it was the media outlets that wrote those storylines and created those narratives. And like you said, they manufactured those storylines and based off what they saw from a distance. Whereas like these are the players speaking to you about their stories, telling you, like, you're watching them live out their story. So, I mean, you're getting it from the horse's mouth, and I think it's going to be really hard to twist that.
That's cool. So this feels a little bit like a welcome to Wrexham for the women's game, in a sense, like sharing who the personalities are, sharing the people, because a lot of people who'd never heard of Wrexham suddenly care about these players. You see players having trouble, conceiving with their significant others. You see the transfer saga, some of that. This feels like it kind of gives you an insight that way.
Yeah, except like I just have to be honest. It's like we're more fun to watch.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. We're you versus a bunch of nobodies in Wales? Yeah.
Respectfully,
Yeah,
but yeah.
and we fall in love with you. But at first, I could give a shit who you were. But you guys have great personalities. We've seen that off on social, so this is cool. It's like a further one step closer to getting to meet you all.
Okay, so I want to talk a little bit, a couple things. We'll get to, obviously, more current stuff. But obviously, we just have to ask, Midge, how are you doing? Obviously, we talked about it on the show, and for us, we don't want to add up any real drama, but just because people are obviously curious. But obviously, you had a devastating sort of season-ending injury, and it even for us, it hurt to see. But we
even when you walked in, we were like, easy.
Don't run too much in here. But just how are you doing? And
whatever you want to say.
Yeah, how are you? How's it going?
Thank you for asking.
Of course.
I'm doing well.
That's perfect.
This girl is doing just fine. We went to France. Her outfits.
Yeah.
Are we going to talk about when we got back?
How would you know? You were talking to all these dudes, bro. How would you know?
Are we going to bring up the DMs or no?
Oh! We got to hit the translate button?
Wait.
Which one?
I tried that 100 times. Oh my gosh.
No.
So the DM is lit.
Okay, all right.
The requested folder.
All of a sudden the hat's
Getting
down.
heavy.
Don't make Midge's relationship hot right now.
Dude, how hot is the phone,
No,
bro?
he's
Sorry,
good.
Chris.
Chris is good. We love Chris. Chris is solid.
Okay, good,
He's
good.
solid ground.
Solid. What's that? Another phone call? It's crazy.
Right. Okay, Taylor, you can't tease something like that and just So no,
Should we talk
about it? Yes or no? We could just move on to Taylor's outfit. We're talking because
We can move on to that outfit.
Damn.
because
Spotted the Beamer in the parking lot and said, I'm going to lean up.
Oh.
Let's talk about the BMW.
Yes, shall we?
Taylor, what happened to the BMW?
Margaret and I had a fantastic trip.
Uh-huh.
This car was the only thing that almost tore us apart.
Really?
So
Is this an i7?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, why? I mean, just talk about the BMW. They don't even know what I love this.
So we had a little beach dinner event to get to. We were already 45 minutes late. I grabbed the keys to the car, put them in the car. I'm like, oh my God, I forgot my phone. Go back to get my phone. We get in the car. We're on our way there, jamming a Glorilla, windows down, having the time of our lives.
Yeah, glow. Damn.
Literally.
Literally like that.
Yeah.
And then we park, get out of the car, ready to go to dinner. I take 3 steps. She goes, Taylor, do you have the keys? And I was like, yeah, I got the keys. I go back to the car. There are no keys.
Oh.
There are no keys.
There we go. We learned.
And I'm like, pat my pants. I'm like this. We're going through the bag. We turn that car inside out. To this day, we have no idea where those keys are.
Whoa.
2 hours late to the dinner. My contact at the dinner never met him. He's like, "Are you okay?"
Yeah.
I'm
He's
like,
I'm on my second entree.
So we're just like, okay, leave the car unlocked. So we leave the BMW unlocked, And everyone keeps telling us people steal stuff. Like,
Yeah.
We looked everywhere.
We looked in the trunk
We
of
popped
the car.
Right.
the front hood. That's how desperate we were to find these keys.
Because in Europe, it's always like, attenzione, pickpocket!
Yeah.
Attenzione!
I wish somebody tried when I was in Paris to pickpocket me. That would have been hilarious.
well, so
You never found it?
To this day.
Taylor lost the keys, okay? And at the time, it was a sensitive subject on whether or not she. So
I was feeling bad.
I kept saying, she kept saying the keys disappeared.
Yeah.
We're on the street, like after the dinner, like we're like, okay, maybe we should go check the car again. We run into Alexis on the street.
You ran into me? I was there.
Plot twist.
I'm fighting these dudes off. I'm like, you don't want your lesbian, bro. She don't want you. Respect that.
I mean, there's no more of a clear boundary than that.
I mean, my God. She's searching under a car for keys. Leave her alone. When she knows she lost it, she's just pretending so she doesn't have to admit she lost the keys. Which is what my wife does, by the way. I guess we both lost the same. We both lose it. When you were the one who had possession of it, now no longer have it.
That's what she said.
You hit him with the Wii?
She said we lost the keys. We run into Alexis, and I'm like, he's my investor. He's my business partner. Obviously, I have to tell him about the car.
Yeah.
No. We're walking down. I'm clearly upset. Midge is like, are you okay? Like, you seem a little down. Like, obviously, I'm sad I lost the keys. And she was like, do you want to go home? And I'm like, no, like, we're in France. Like, I'll rally, like, whatever. She's like, oh, okay. And then we run into Alexa, and she's like, Taylor lost the keys. I don't know what we're going to do. Blah, blah, blah. I look at her like this, and I just start walking down the streets of France.
And I start chasing, Taylor, what's wrong? What's wrong?
Is it because you lost the keys and ruined the dinner? Taylor?
Mitch hit her with this look right here, the classic. Amazing.
So that picture you took on the BMW, that was while you were supposedly looking for the keys?
That was before
the
That was
keys.
before.
So
Before the
funny.
very nice.
All right. I mean, so look, even whether it's at a house in Miami or whether y'all are just hanging out, it's clearly antics all the time.
Y'all should just keep cameras following you.
We literally, that's actually what Alexis said. He was like, if only there was a camera right now. Because she had stormed off, and I was like, I don't know what she wants me to do.
Amazing.
She lost the keys.
She better get this
I don't
Uber
know.
home.
I would love if you lost the keys in the car and couldn't open it, and it was still just Glorilla on repeat, blasting.
Couldn't shut it off.
Some French guy's like, I already know what color your booty hole is. Is it possible? Is it possible?
That's sexy red, bro.
I know,
Why
I
you
was
doing
joking.
You're making us look silly.
Nah, I'm trying to advance the joke.
We were on such a high, too. We were, go Meg. Go Meg.
Where the keys? Where the keys?
All right. So, I mean, speaking of pictures, I feel like the last iconic photos. I mean, it has been the last couple years.
Why are the shin guards so small? What?
No, right? These are
pretty small.
You don't wear
That's
small
because your
shin guards.
socks are over your knees.
No, that's the swag. What do you mean?
That's just because your socks are over your knees. It
No.
looks so small in proportion to the socks.
No. They're tiny.
Okay.
You guys don't know that?
Yes,
This is
I get
like
it.
normal.
It just
But why?
soccer
Those
culture.
are regular size.
I don't understand why. Like, have you seen what's his name? Grealish has like a
Yeah.
deck of cards. Why don't y'all get kicked in the shins?
No.
Really?
It's like the most useless piece of equipment that we have on. Like, if I could get rid of something, it would be shin guards.
Interesting.
Really?
I mean, all right, kids listening, don't listen to Midge Purce.
Yeah. Wear your helmets when you're riding bikes. Wear your shin
Don't
guards.
hit the ball till you're at least 12 years old.
Yeah. You take your vitamins, whatever else you're supposed to tell children. I don't know how this works.
But that's interesting because if you don't necessarily get hit in the shins that much, but it's one of those things where if you do, it's not going to be great.
No.
What do you mean? It's our ankles that get
The
killed.
ankles are big. Yeah.
The
That's-
ankles
I
get
get kicked in
killed.
the shin. I don't know what you're talking about.
Taylor's
And
like,
I
I'm
have
getting.
the theatrics. I need big shin guards, actually.
Yeah, I mean, this is an iconic photo. Who took this photo from Gotham?
Mo.
No.
Devin.
Devin took this photo, and this is just obviously, we're sitting here with the NWSL Championship MVP and 2 champions as well. But this is who had the cigar? Whose idea was this? Is an unbelievable photo. I've never gotten the chance to ask you about this photo. This is incredible.
Oh, we planned this photo.
That's
Interesting.
fire. That's
Yeah.
fire.
And the cigar as well.
Yes.
Interesting.
So my dad and I smoke cigars,
I was gonna say this is someone who knows how to smoke a cigar. I can tell from the ring. I'm Cuban. This is like a big deal for me. So I could see from the smoke ring. I'm like,
It is a Cuban.
yeah. Well, so am I. It must be named Alexis as well. I'm like, oh, this person knows how to smoke a cigar. This isn't a let's light it for the photo.
No.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so I've always been obsessed with like the men's championship photos when they smoke cigars. I always thought it was like the coolest thing. I was like, I'm about to win a championship probably. I was like, I need this. So I brought the cigars with me on the trip.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. That's not true. I forgot them. Devin also loves cigars. I was like, Devin, like, he got a whole bunch. Everybody was smoking cigars by the end of the night. Christy had one in her mouth. Lynn, our coaches. And I just wanted to take a picture with the trophy and a cigar.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
No,
this kind of has like that Kobe with his head down feel to like the badassery feel to it, you know?
Thank you.
Yeah.
You want to talk
Nah.
about the reactions from this?
The slack I got.
Yeah.
For what?
Negative.
I know.
People were negative about
It's
this.
like an incredible
I had a mom stop me like on the street and tell me I was being a really poor role model because I was
Okay.
because of this. Yeah, no, I got like DMs like how disgusting of you. Like can't believe you would do that. And
The haters.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think the
Jeez.
men do this all the time. And I feel like when it comes to like women, especially even, I think when Houston won the championship and Budweiser was like a sponsor.
Yeah.
And Shea Groom was like drinking and like doing
And Christy
stuff.
Mewis with all the beers. Yeah.
And people were giving them so much shit. I'm like, we're allowed to celebrate. This was tough. Like, you know, like it's a championship. And look at the picture.
Yeah. There's also, you know, there's a severe pay disparity as well, where I'm like, let them celebrate, let them have something.
Let them
Like,
get free beer right now.
what, you really want them to have nothing?
Can't even enjoy a cigarette. She brought herself? Or lost in the BMW?
Okay. She didn't even take anything out of the petty cash. It was all
crazy.
No, this is, I mean, look.
It's a damned if you do, damned if you don't. Kind
Yeah.
Of a
It's
thing
a, no,
sometimes.
Well, we actually get into it in the show.
Ooh.
Yeah, because you know, obviously we're in Miami, and like it's the off season. It's the last time we'll really have a chance to go out before like the season starts. So we go out and like we talk about like.
Did anyone go out?
Yeah.
Because look, we've been invited to a couple after parties and stuff, and sometimes
Which
you know,
ones? You
I'm
go
not
to
gonna
Pino's?
say.
Did you go to Pino's?
Yeah, well, no, we were at Allie's, but there was a couple other ones we were at.
How late did you stay at Allie's?
Oh, I had to go
he
because
had
I
to-
do a morning show.
Yeah, I was
Oh,
there a
well
little
then
bit.
you didn't stay late enough at Allie's.
But
after
I've been at
party.
other parties with some of the female players, not all of the same team, and I'm like, oh, as soon as they walk in, it's a party. Some of y'all pregame, it gets litty. It gets
we
real
took a
lit.
bus to Allie's.
Yeah,
Little party bus.
yeah, it's smart. It's real smart.
I mean, on a lot
I'll
of.
say I walked past Sudeikis on the way out. I was like, man, what am I doing?
Yeah, that was we were there and like Sudeikis came by and then Brianna Stewart,
Brianna Stewart
Candace
was there.
Parker, and we're just like, what the hell? Why are we here? Like it's just like the imposter syndrome is crazy.
That was a good night.
That was a good night.
But I guess maybe, you know, this is, maybe you've been asked this already, but what tends to happen on a lot of these types of shows is people are watching and there's a little part of people that are like, are they gonna get together?
Won't they?
I don't know how appropriate it is when everybody plays in the same league and stuff like that. But is that is that any part of a storyline when it comes to the show?
The show is real. If it happened, it's in the show.
Okay.
I wish I had a Jodeci button. While you're saying that.
just play a full Jodeci track.
We're just sitting here quietly.
No, don't speak until the song is over.
Yeah, hold on. Okay.
Amazing. No, man, this is I'm excited to watch. Obviously, we
And it's gonna come out one episode a week?
Yeah.
yeah, and we don't have an exact release date yet, but it's coming soon.
Yes. And honestly, Taylor is one of the emerging stars of this show. Like you can't when Alexis Ohanian.
Yeah. The other. I gotta meet this
The
dude
other-
just so
the other
two male
Alexis.
Alexis can shake
Yeah.
hands.
When the other Alexis was viewing the episodes, he was like, Taylor was his favorite character, for lack of a better word.
Yeah.
Like she was his favorite. So she's the one to watch.
Taylor, what should we look out for? Give us a little something. Give us a little nugget, a little crumb.
So we have chefs in the house,
Ooh.
but one night I took over, and I'll leave it at that.
Okay.
Nice. Right. So that's the food poison episode. Oh, that's fire. That's crazy.
Honestly, you're not far off.
Well, do you have a go-to dish you like to cook, or at least try?
Yeah, tell him. Tell him your go-to dish.
Yeah, so I was asked on the show, and I was like, "Yeah, I make a mean Caesar salad, a mean chicken Caesar salad." It was
damn.
It was,
If I hear Caesar salad and I hear the oven turn on, I'll walk in. I'm like, what is she going to do? You make a mean Caesar salad. You open the Caesar salad bag, and then the little packets come inside. With
I
the
feel like they
croutons.
should have known after I said that that they should have let me cook dinner,
No,
or at least
right,
make the appetizer.
I feel like whoever genius idea was to be like, hey, who's the person who says Caesar salad? Make them cook for everybody. Genius move.
They got us little hats and aprons. So, yeah.
Is there anything you guys didn't get to do that you wish maybe a little something for season 2, maybe? Off season 2? It's a good bit. It's a good bit. Yo, let it out. Laugh. It's good marketing.
Wait, what was it?
I said off season 2 instead of just season 2.
No, but the question was about if
Oh,
there
I
anything
get it.
you didn't get to do.
No,
Yeah.
I'm here.
Okay, yeah.
Took me a
It's
second.
free. It's free marketing. Right
Took
there.
me a second. Is there something that you wish you could have gone? Maybe we could have gone out a couple more times.
Yeah. we were exhausted though, like between PT, lifting, training,
The massage
filming.
therapist,
Yeah,
the chefs,
massages. It was just
Oh,
a
wow,
lot.
this sounds grueling.
the cryo, the
Miserable.
infrared sauna.
Oh,
The-
my gosh. It was, yeah.
How much crying is there on this show?
Honestly, more than I thought.
Really?
I mean, I think the coolest thing for me is because I knew a lot of these players before, and I did a lot of the I conducted a lot of the interviews. So I was like sitting in the room asking them questions and learning some of their stories. It was inconceivable to me that they had been like what they had been through or what their stories were. And even some of them, I've heard them tell the stories, but there's something about when you get into that room and you're sharing it, that the emotions come over and you can see how deep some things cut. And that was crazy.
That's wild.
But I'm sure some people were like, I'm sure Maria Sanchez could wipe the tears with the money and that after that she got.
She's like, do you know how loud a cash counter is? It's just, it's so loud.
So we're excited, obviously.
It wakes my butler.
We're excited to see the whole the show and the project. And no, it's just unbelievable. This is going to be a really dope thing. I'm honored that both of you came through.
I got
talk
one last
about
question,
it.
actually. Look, Alexis is a legend for everything he's done with
Yeah,
Reddit.
Alexis
and
Ohanian.
just for the male Alexis in the world. But did you get to meet Serena?
Not through this.
Okay.
We met her. I met her at a U.S. Women's National Team game.
Nice.
She was awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, cool. That's all I needed to know.
All right. Wait, yeah, I forgot to ask it. We'll end here. Obviously, the Olympic roster was announced.
Any thoughts?
No. But the fact, look, look. Let's just be keep it a buck. It sucks because I know, Midge, you were going to be on there, and it's just really, really unfortunate. But just your thoughts and the fact that not only the roster, but how do you think they're going to do, and just your feelings around the whole thing, without getting obviously too
Unless you want to.
emotional, because we're going to have more tears as well.
We got
From
cameras
us.
rolling. You're used to this.
No,
Go for it.
I cut all the film of me crying in the
Nice.
off season. I was
Okay.
like, delete it.
I'm in charge of this thing.
Erase it.
I know 2 male
Did I
Alexis.
stutter?
One of them will call you.
Did I stutter? Erase it. No, I'm so excited for my girls. I think they're playing really well. I think they're going to have a really good tournament.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah, we're rooting for them. Obviously, the Olympics haven't gone too well the last few times, but I'm excited about the future. The team looks good. All right. Both of you, Midge Purce and Taylor Smith, everybody, make sure you go check out Offseason FC when it is released. Go. The release date is coming soon, so if you want to stay on top of it, follow Offseason FC on Instagram and on X, where the show will be premiering. So this is gonna be super cool, guys.
It's so dope to
Thank
finally
you.
see it.
Thank you so much.
Oh, we didn't tell our fry your noodles story.
We
Well,
have to tell this story.
You are more
Okay.
than welcome. We have all the
have
time
to.
in the world. Go for it. Fryer noodles.
You were supposed to fry the noodles?
Listen, have you ever heard that before? Also,
Fryer noodles? I've heard
No,
of.
fry your noodle. Like, has anyone said that to you in conversation?
No.
No.
do you tell it?
So we're backstage, like before they actually like launched the trailer for the show. And so we're talking with someone from Rock Nation, and it's Midge, me, Alexis, and the guy from Rock Nation. And Midge has already pitched the show, and she's like, we're super excited about it. Alexis then takes over and again is pitching the show to this guy. And he's like, yeah, like it's incredible. We have some really good things coming. And guess just a fryer noodle. So the girl blah, 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 did not miss a beat.
Yeah.
I couldn't look at her. I felt her eyes go like this. And I went like this.
Well, because the context is we love just culturally traditional Caucasian sayings that just like eat.
Newsflash, buddy.
Those are amazing. Yeah.
they're so good. They just feel so good, and we use them in our newsflash. What's the other one that we do?
Oh, how you like them apples?
Yeah.
How you like them apples? Is
It
wild
It
white.
eats, but it just it feels right. It just feels good. And
Especially when if you ever pull up your pants while you say it. Oh.
That newsflash, buddy.
I said it to Juan. Newsflash, buddy. I'm not coming in.
She means business, dude.
But we've heard so many. We've never in all of our days heard fry your noodle.
Literally, the next minute we were like this.
Yeah. It's
Trying
3
on
words.
our
Fry your noodle.
Yeah, and the way he did it, he was like, and this will fry your noodle. It just kept
But these, you know what's
going.
funny is that these are the people we've pitched stuff and shows and stuff like that. These are the people you're pitching shows to. It is the most Caucasian of Caucasian people. It is the Caucasian final boss.
How Caucasian? Fry your noodle is in their vernacular.
This is a business meeting.
Yeah.
And somebody's saying
We gotta
fry.
make shirts. We need shirts.
We need shirts.
Yes.
This will fry your noodle. And we literally said it for the rest. The crazy thing is, we were saying it for the rest of the trip around. He had no idea.
Right.
He had no idea.
I don't know if people who interpret it correctly. Fry your noodle sounds like something you need an ointment for.
Well, tune in to our new docuseries, Fry Your Noodle FC, where you're gonna
Where it's produced by this Alexis.
a little bit of competition for off season,
Okay.
but it's gonna be great. Midge Purce Taylor Smith, thank you so much for joining us. This has been so cool. Again, Offseason FC. Make sure you go follow them. The show's coming out soon. It's gonna be dope, and we're gonna be
The show will fry your noodle.
The show will fry your noodle. So, all right, everybody.
Bucko.
Shout out to Midge and Taylor. Thank you so much for coming through. What an honor.
What a great interview. Huh?
Wow, we're the best.
Yeah,
I think
damn.
we're the best at interviewing.
I'm just quoting them. I remember Midge Purce, as soon as we're done, they're like, wow, you guys are the best.
Okay, I just make it clear who we're attributing that
Yeah,
quote to.
yeah,
It's
it's
obviously
important.
that.
We
So-
want you to know we value. You know what I mean?
So shout out to them, and again, go check out Offseason FC when it drops, and make sure you follow them at Offseason FC as well on all socials. All right, before we wrap up, we gotta obviously talk about the men. There's men playing soccer at the Olympics.
Yeah,
as
I don't
well.
know why we added it. To be honest with you, we don't need it. The women seem to be doing a good
We've
job.
always said this show is anti-man.
Yeah.
From
We don't need you
from
guys,
the
dude.
beginning.
Bro,
Okay, we just look
hilarious.
in the mirror. I'm just like, I hate you.
Damn, why you ruin society?
So
That's my daily affirmation. Let's give a shout out to Morocco. 6-0 against Egypt to win the silver medal. The bronze medal.
the bronze man. Poor Egypt. I feel bad.
Damn.
I mean, look,
close.
so close. But it makes me feel a little less bad about the U.S.'s result against Morocco. So
It doesn't for me. It does not.
I'm like, we're gonna be 6.
Yeah,
you know?
man. No. Yeah, he beat me up too, but he didn't do me like you. He
And
did you.
the Dominican Republic drew against Egypt 0-0. So.
That's what that. And enjoy the rest of your day, folks.
So even as a Dominican, I'm just like, oh, go. All right. So anyway, I shout out to I'm wearing the Dominican
the DR team,
the Olympic Dominican Republic jersey, which I ordered. Which also weirdly, I ordered it and it came from Spain.
right? Damn, bro.
What's that about? Okay.
Yo, why you colonizing our merch, dog?
Bro.
Damn.
I saw the return address and I said, I might return this.
Damn. It's like ordering the Haiti national shirt that comes from France. That's crazy.
Not cool, bro. Not
no.
cool. All right.
This
Anyway,
sucks.
but yeah, this is everybody. I got to make a TikTok video because everybody's been at. I was wearing the DR national team shirt,
Yeah.
so not the Olympic one. But somebody literally, I'm talking about DR, and everybody's like, "Where'd you get the shirt? Where'd you get the shirt? Where'd you get the shirt?" And I'm like,
Wait till they see this, baby boy. Them comments gonna be crazy.
Okay, I got you. So I'm gonna help everybody out. All right. The Olympic men.
It's gonna be France versus Spain.
France versus Spain.
I thought Spain had a chance to like complete football, all the side quests. You know,
Sure.
the men go out and they win the Euros, and I thought like, oh man, the men could win the gold, the women could win gold. Women are out. This is the men have the last chance to win, but I don't think that's gonna be possible versus France. France have just been too good this
a little
competition.
scary though, because France were losing 1-0 against Egypt.
But you saw how they came back.
They did come back. It took.
Did you see the vibes of Thierry Henry dancing in the hallway? How you gonna beat that?
Not
What
only
are the Spanish
the
gonna
dancing,
do?
the
Tango?
He's showing the tattoos. He's like
Flamenco dancing? What you gonna do in the hallway? The vibes are off.
Thierry Henry is making sure. He said make the sleeves a little short.
Yeah.
We're not doing tank tops.
You
but
heard the word short and short sleeves, right?
Okay, that thing better not get close to my
Yeah.
elbows. Okay,
Anything that would be considered a handball, I want shown to the world.
The little ref, image that they always show.
That's it. Surprised I'm walking around one of those see-through blue VAR automatic offside joints.
Because those sleeves are high.
Bro, I give you credit. You brought up the tattoos, and I was like, I thought we all knew. Apparently, his tattoos are the talk of the town.
Yeah, because he doesn't really ever show them.
Not on CBS. He's wearing a suit.
Yes, imagine.
It'd be a ridiculous suit.
Things might change. He might wear the suit, but with the sleeves cut off.
If he ever does morning footy, we got to get him in one of them short sleeves. He'll never gonna do morning footy. By the way.
I mean, if you really want to look Dominican,
yeah,
I got you.
Yeah, hey, que lo que, Thierry?
So it was a little scary for France in the semifinal match, but they
I would say not too different though than the U.S. women. Left it a little late sometimes, but they were down. That's a little different.
Yeah. And the Egyptian keeper was everywhere, stopping absolutely
Bro,
everything.
he
It's
was
just
on
like it's
top
one of
of
the things. Once you give up the goal, it's just so deflating, and that's what I think happened to Egypt. Spain were also down against Morocco and managed to win the game. But the final, France against Spain. This is given the way France is playing and the overage players, I think that's what is going to make the difference. Because what is it, Jean-Philippe
Mateta and Lacazette, and there's one other one I can't remember.
Who's the third? I don't know. But
bro, they brought game changers.
But Mateta is also like the fact. Yes, he's older. He's one of the overage players. But the dude's also a unit that is also physically larger than every other. He's playing against children.
Yeah, but I will say this. First of all, anyone was allowed to bring an older player. Also could
I'm not
run a
saying
unit.
it's not fair. I'm just saying they just have this luxury.
But bro, he wasn't really scoring until Ollie Glasner got to Crystal Palace.
Okay,
he would score every once in a while. It wasn't like consistent.
It's the Premier League and it's Crystal Palace.
Yeah, but remember, like Mikel Antonio size guys, like he is.
Yeah.
Even though I think he's taller than Mikel Antonio, guys like that don't always score. Sometimes they're just like good at backing down the keeper and link up play. Mateta's like making late runs into the box.
No, and like I've seen enough Crystal Palace. Mateta's good.
He's good, but it wasn't always good.
Okay. All right.
At least not this good. He wasn't always this good.
But I think it helps when you're playing a couple U23 guys. It helps a little bit.
Being a big dude,
you shine a little bit.
It's a couple branches trying to take on a tree trunk. Yeah, it's not a fair fight.
So it feels like France should be able to handle this, even though Spain are pretty good and they have a couple really good young players.
My money's on France.
Same here. So that's the final for the men is happening on Friday. I forgot the exact time, but I mean,
feels like a 1 o'clock game.
Google it. Do what you got to do.
12 noon.
So noon Eastern. So go check that out. So it's gonna be a fun weekend.
It's gonna be fun. Saturday's the women's final, and then after that, I guess they cut the Olympics. Like, we don't need any more.
Yeah, we're done with this.
Yeah. We did what we came here to do.
Everybody just Peacock. The app shuts down. Right? Just no longer working. So again, shout out to Midge Purce and Taylor Smith for coming through the studio. It's always really cool, and it's something. It's exciting because we always try to get players on the show, but we always try to get the players in studio.
And we're in Midtown.
Yeah. So it means a lot for them to make the trek all the way out here. We had Hugo Larson who took the train all the way from Germany. I came out here.
You didn't know they could do that.
So, you know what?
German efficiency.
Europe has it figured out.
Yeah.
Their public transit.
They're steps ahead.
So it was really, really dope of Midge and Taylor to come through. So if you enjoyed that interview, please share it. let your friends know, let the family know that they came through because it was a big deal for us. So,
are you a Midge Purce fan? Welcome to the Cooligans.
Okay, that's called a collab.
You see that?
That's cross pollination.
Thanks for being here. I don't always talk about flushing with my foot. You know what I mean? That was a little special top.
I promise we don't always start the show that way, but I'm sure there'll be something new that grosses out Alexis' wife.
Yeah. Oh, you'll get all of it. This is where I let it go.
All right. It's things that should be BTS that are not BTS.
No, dude. I don't listen to K-pop at all. Dude.
All right. So make sure you follow us at Soccer Cooligans on all social channels. What else? Subscribe. Hit the subscribe
button. The button. You know where it is.
Do the whole thing. Comment. Like. You know what I mean? Take that comment that you're going to leave on a Mr. Beast video. Yeah. And leave it on ours. It
doesn't matter what it says.
It doesn't matter what it is. Okay. Yeah. Well, did we blow up a tank? Yeah. You know what I mean? Put that Put that in our comment.
I'm sorry. We don't have time to give vision to 100 people. Okay. But whatever comment you were going to put on that video, give it to us.
But we give the gift of laughter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is medicine.
With
doctors.
Dr. Cooligans here reporting.
Why are there two of us? Good question.
So we'll be back.
Is there a reason you're putting a Band-Aid on me with your toes?
So we'll be back on Monday with the brand new episode. And you may have heard some laughter in the background. We have our permanent producer.
Ooh, we'll reveal him next week.
We'll do a hard launch. Yeah. Real soon. But Carter, we'll introduce him on Monday.
Bleep that. So we can actually
okay, I won't. I don't
add some mystery. You don't know who he is.
Now the bleeping is gonna make it even way more.
Yeah. Hey, I can't wait.
Bleep that, producer.
Bleep that.
So we'll mention that on Monday. All right, everybody. Hopefully, we'll see the U.S. Women's National Team on the podium celebrating Olympic gold.
I think we will
over the weekend. But it should be an entertaining game nonetheless. All right, see you Monday, everybody. Peace.
Love you guys.